ABC Sports presents John Glenn High School Basketball. Tonight's game is brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings, Basic Systems, B&B Body Shop and Towing, Cambridge Physical Therapy Center, General Wholesale, Abel's Electric Heating and Cooling, Stoney's RV Sales and Service, Chapman's Coffee House, TK Auto Service, The Rogers Company, and Battery Depot. Tonight's game continues after this.
Wings and basketball go hand in hand at Buffalo Wild Wings on Southgate Parkway in Cambridge. Start off with some traditional or boneless wings, or take the combo, a little of each. Then add some buffalo chips, potato wedges, or onion rings. You can pick a burger, tacos, or quesadilla too. Buffalo Wild Wings sends out a big congratulations to both teams on a winning season.
Basic Systems on Caddis Road in Cambridge is a full-service consulting engineering firm. They design and construct new projects or major upgrades to existing structures. Their team of experts design and lay out the best plan for success.
B&B Body Shop and Towing is your partner in safety when it comes to vehicle repair, towing, and battery replacement. From collision repairs to vehicle restoration, B&B Body Shop can handle it. When it comes to your vehicle, it's your car. It's your safety. Don't be forced to take it anywhere else. You may meet by accident, but you'll be glad you chose B&B Body Shop and Towing for your repair center.
General Wholesale, just off Southgate Parkway, carries a large selection of waxes, polishes, and all the top-of-the-line products for your street rod, truck, boat, or motorcycle. From paint guns to bumpers, you'll find everything you need for the proper care and maintenance of your vehicle. On the paint side, they carry PPG paints and custom mix paint along with touch-up paint to fix rock chips and dings. They have a full-service mechanic on duty and welcome new customers. Stop by and meet the fine folks at General Wholesale. They are more than just an auto parts store.
This is Chris Rocco from Cambridge Physical Therapy Center. We have been serving you in the Cambridge area since 1999 and are located at 216 Highland Avenue. We are the area's only locally owned independent physical therapy center. We specialize in physical therapy for chronic conditions, post-surgery conditions, work-related injuries, and sports injuries. We are providers for most major insurance along with Medicare, Medicaid, and workers' compensation. So when you need physical therapy, call Cambridge Physical Therapy Center at 439-7177.
The team at Rogers Company works hard to earn your business. Fall means cooler weather, and Rogers Company is your heating headquarters for all your heating services. They install new furnaces and provide service and maintenance. They also provide geothermal and ductless systems for both residential and commercial. To put Rogers Company to work for you, call 740-685-8677. 24-hour emergency service is also available.
Three-point shooting really came alive. 7 threes in that game. Josh Raley really came to life with a 20-point effort. You know you're going to get points from him. We talked about, some of the other supporting cast in scoring. They turned out, Jack Williams, Parker Zacharich, Ben Judd, and even, Jonah Haynes and Devin Burris off the bench provided about 14 points off the bench for JG.
Well, we talked about this. Who's going to be that go-to guy after Raley? Raley gets his 15, 16, 17 points, and it's always, if you always look after a John Glenn win, you see guys with 7, 3 or 4 guys with 7 points, 3 or 4 guys with 8 points, and it's just numerous guys. And the thing that's been triggering that is the turnovers they're creating defensively and getting layups on the other end. So those are the 2 keys tonight. Rebounding for John Glenn offensively and defensively, limit the turnovers and create turnovers, create mistakes by this big red from this big red offense.
I think one of the big questions in the game tonight is tempo between Steubenville and John Glenn. The first quarter at Cambridge against St. Clairsville, a sluggish start for both teams.
Right.
Then things really became a helter-skelter game, which seemed to favor John Glenn at that point. Do you expect the same thing to happen tonight?
I think both teams want to up tempo. I think John Glenn's going to have the better basketball team in terms of if it does get to that helter-skelter phase. Steubenville's going to have the better athletes. So I'd rather have the better basketball players than the better athletes, though, when push comes to shove.
So we'll see what transpires here at Claymont High School, Division II district final game here in the first half of the East District. Winner tonight, Mike Snively, will make another trip to the Convo in Athens. John Glenn certainly has been no stranger to that.
No.
The opponents in tomorrow's game, actually a doubleheader that's going to take place in the southeast region of Division II tomorrow.
Yeah, winner of this game will play the winner of Sheridan and Jackson, which takes place tomorrow at 5 p.m. at the Convocation Center in Athens.
And Zane Trace and Fairfield Union will play the 3 o'clock game in the first part of that doubleheader tomorrow as well. So we'll see lots to come here between tonight and tomorrow in Division II high school basketball. We'll see how this one transpires as Mike Snively and I will return after these words on ABC Communications.
This is Garrett Chapman. This is Chapman's Coffee House. It's just off the corner of Main Street and Sprague Alley. See it? Garrett knows what it takes to run a good coffee house. Breakfast food, snack food, lunch food, healthy food, and coffee food. Throw in a few customers, and now things are out of this world. Did I mention it was off of Main Street and Sprague Alley? So next time you find yourself in New Concord, stop by and see Garrett at his coffee house.
TK Auto Service is the garage that knows how important your time is and how much you depend on your vehicle. They are your tire center for Mastercraft tires and tire repairs, rotation, mounting, and balancing. TK Auto Service offers vehicle maintenance, including oil changes, starters, brakes, struts, shocks, and more. TK Auto Service, just a mile east of New Concord and minutes from Cambridge on Route 40.
Hey, this is Ted with TK Auto Service. Give us a call at 826-4916. That's 826-4916. Make us your repair service for all your vehicle care.
Everything we do is in search of more go. We go. So it goes. So you can go.
Abel's Heating, Cooling, Electrical, and Refrigeration. They have 2 convenient locations in Cambridge and Zanesville to serve the area.
It's hard to stop a train.
Stoney's RV Sales and Service is a family-owned business that offers the best sales and service in the area. They provide a full service department to handle all types of repairs and offer one of the largest parts departments in the state of Ohio. Their inventory features new and used park models, park trailers, fifth wheels, travel trailers, fold-down campers, truck campers, hybrids, ultralights, and trailers too. Visit their indoor showroom year-round to be ready for your next camping adventure. That's Stoney's RV Sales and Service on Route 40 east of Cambridge.
The Battery Depot gets a charge out of watching the John Glenn Muskies and the Meadowbrook Colts playing together in the Elite Eight. The Battery Depot carries batteries for lawnmowers, four-wheelers, vehicles, boats, and even semis. Located on Campbell Avenue in Cambridge, they are your battery headquarters.
Thank you, Mike McKay, back in our Nash Icon FM studio. Dave Davidson, Mike Snively here at Claymont High School, Division II district final game between 19-5 Steubenville Big Red and 22-3 John Glenn Little Muskies. And the non-starters being introduced right now for Steubenville Big Red. We'll go look at their lineup here first. They will be the visiting team this evening. They'll be in their black uniforms with the red and white numbers and trim. Starting lineup for Mike Haney's Big Red looked like this. A bigger lineup overall throughout. 4 seniors and a junior. Josh Zimmerman, 6'1" senior. James Roundtree is 6'3" senior. Jorian Jones, 6'4" senior. And 6'1" senior Ryan Roush. The junior is 6'4" Calvin Bickerstaff. So again, your lineup for Big Red: Josh Zimmerman, James Roundtree, Jorian Jones, Ryan Roush, the seniors, and the junior Calvin Bickerstaff. And we'll look now to the John Glenn Little Muskies starting lineup. And you have that, Mr. Snively?
Yes, I sure do.
All right.
Muskies are going to start senior guard, 6'2", number 50, Josh Rayleigh. Senior guard, 5'10", number 55, Jack Williams. Parker Zachrich will be at a wing/forward guard at 5'10". He's also a senior. Ben Judd will be down low, number 42, a 6'3" junior. And at another guard, Evan Williams, a 6-foot junior. He'll be wearing number 33. And I wanted to go over their points per game. Zachrich is at 7 points per game. Evan Williams is at 7.5 points a game. Judd's averaging 8 points a game, along with 6 rebounds a game. Josh Rayleigh, the leading scorer for the Muskies, about 12.5 a game, and about 4 rebounds for Josh. And Jack Williams averages 5.7 and 3 rebounds per game. So if you look at the scoring averages, because Big Red has 4 guys averaging double digits, almost 4 guys averaging double digits. And John Glenn has 1 guy averaging double digits. You just know, you think it's going to be a contrasting styles basketball game, but I don't really think so. I think we're going to see both teams getting up and down, getting after it defensively. John Glenn's going to see a pressure tonight that they haven't quite seen this year. But Big Red is foul prone. They will get out there and they will foul, so that could be a contributing factor in the game tonight as well.
How much do you think Big Red's length will bother John Glenn?
Well, the only thing I can think of is Sheridan. Sheridan went to a zone, and that length really, John Glenn struggled with Sheridan's length at the end of the year. However, Sheridan not as quick as, Big Red's not as big as Sheridan, but Sheridan wasn't as big as, or as quick as Steubenville. So I think this is a bigger, faster, more physical version of St. Clairsville that we're going to see tonight. Not as good a shooting team, but very comparable coming out of the, and in fact, I think these 2 teams played this year, and Big Red came away with the win.
What kind of defensive adjustments do you expect from T.J. Mitchell because of maybe, not being all that threatened about the perimeter game for Steubenville?
Yeah, I still think they're going to play. They're man-to-man. They're very good man-to-man. They're going to communicate. They're going to switch when they need to switch, and they're going to stay with their man when they need to stay with their man. So here we go.
It'll be Jorian Jones tapping it up for Ben Judd. Jones wins the tap, and it'll stay with Parker Zachrich as he controls it for the Muskies as they'll start going left to right. Muskies in their home whites with the maroon numbers and trim. Josh Raley taking a high screen from Judd at the top side. Around to the left side of the key, stops his dribble, pulls out, finds Jack Williams around the right side to his brother Evan, and he'll dribble it around to the left side with a bounce pass to Raley.
John Glenn's gotten 2 backdoor cut looks. They just were not able to get the ball to him.
And an ill-advised pass there. Evan Williams forced that one, and Jorian Jones intercepted. And here comes Big Red's Josh Zimmerman. 40 seconds elapsed here in the first quarter. First possession for Big Red. And down to the right block it goes. Inside to Roundtree. Spins, gives it up, and a back shot for Jorian Jones is good, and it's 2-0 Big Red.
That looked a little too easy. Going to have to keep the ball off the low block.
Josh Raley will handle it in the backcourt up the left side. 1 minute gone, a 2-0 game for Steubenville. Parker Zachrich out with it high between the circles. Open 3 for Jack Williams. That won't go. Raley races in for the rebound. Nice job of snaring that away from a couple of Big Red players.
Excellent job. Raley coming from the backside to gain that offensive rebound.
Jack Williams to Ben Judd on the high post, right elbow. Now out. Jack Williams again. John Glenn will be very patient here at times on the offensive end. Zachrich on the left wing. Dribbles it with a pass to Jack Williams, back to Zachrich. Zachrich drives left baseline, takes some contact, good, but an offensive foul is called on Zachrich as he charged into the torso of Jorian Jones, and Zachrich with that foul, his first of the game.
I had already marked that shot as going in, and 1. Second turnover, though, on 2 possessions for John Glenn.
Zachrich initiating the contact there, and the defender in place. 6:19 to play. First quarter, 2-0 Steubenville. And out top with it now with a right side pass to Ryan Roush. And here's Roundtree with a pull-up at the elbow. That won't go. There's a nice rebound inside for Bickerstaff as he scores. And there's that link to Steubenville giving John Glenn problems.
Yeah, big time. It doesn't even look close right now.
4-0 game. Steubenville on top. 2 minutes gone here in the opening quarter from Claymont High School in the Division II District East Final. Judd around the left side for Zachrich, finding a cutting Raley to the basket and an easy left-hander.
Raley noticed his man, took his eye off of him for a second, was able to get the backdoor cut.
Near steal in the backcourt by John Glenn. It'll go out of bounds, knocked out, and it'll stay with Big Red in the backcourt as John Glenn applies full court trapping pressure. And ahead into the forecourt is Zimmerman. Bounces left side. This is Jones, a pull-up from 15. That won't go. Nice rebound position inside by Evan Williams. Gets the rebound out to Zachrich. Zachrich dribbles in the backcourt. Gets trapped. Now up the left sideline, Ben Jones. Jones hands off to Raley, high on the left.
Note that Steubenville will press after a miss.
Raley drives, kicks it out. Evan Williams 3. That's in and out. And the rebound, Jorian Jones fights off Ben Judd for it and corrals the rebound for Big Red up 4-2. Long pass down the court quickly. Good, and a foul. That's Roundtree with his first basket and the first trip to the line for the Big Red.
Steubenville getting what they want in the paint right now.
5:08 to play first quarter, 6-2. Steubenville on top. First substitutions of the game happening As Reese Perkins enters the lineup, Parker Zachrich will check out, as well as Jonah Haynes coming in, the senior, for the first time tonight, and he will replace Evan Williams. One free throw coming for James Roundtree, 6'3" senior who just scored a moment ago, trying to convert the three-point play. And it's up and in and out. And Judd runs down the rebound on the baseline, handing it off to Jack Williams. Rayleigh and Jack Williams in the backcourt now, trying to handle this kind of a 2-2-1 trap pressure look, and they get it ahead into the forecourt. Right corner for Ben Judd. Now to Reese Perkins, out high. Rayleigh open three, bang!
Good ball movement by the Muskies. Rayleigh, anytime he gets his feet set, it's got a great shot of going swish.
4:40 to play here in the opening quarter. There's a steal from behind. Jonah Haynes with a great play from behind to knock it away, and a turnover to John Glenn. Rayleigh, long pass ahead. Reese Perkins fakes twice, up off the glass, too hard. Roundtree rebounds.
Perkins should have went up the first time as soon as he got it.
A little too much thinking by the young junior. Onto the left wing here, inside to Roundtree, kicks it out. 3 ball for Ryan Roush, right side. Swish for Big Red.
Big Red shooting the ball well. 4 of their first 6.
First 3-point shot of the game for Big Red in the game. Nearly halfway through the first quarter, 9-5 Steubenville. Rayleigh with a bounce on the left sideline for Jonah Haynes. Haynes with the right-hand dribble, giving it to Rayleigh. Top side on the key, gets a high screen from Judd. Rayleigh jukes, shoots, and swishes with a tough runner from 17. Rayleigh has all 7 JG points.
You don't see Rayleigh go one-on-one a lot, but he did that time and did an excellent job. Looks smooth as silk.
He has made up his mind, I think, right now. He is carrying the offensive load at the moment.
Yes, he is.
9-7 game, Big Red. Jorian Jones inside. Easy finger roll in front of the rim.
Baskets are coming way too easy for Big Red in the paint right now.
Steubenville is handling this trapping pressure very well from John Glenn early. Timeout taken by TJ Mitchell, a 30-second timeout, as Big Red has the first quarter lead here, Mike, 11-7 with just under 3.5 to go.
Yeah, and like I just mentioned, it's easy getting the ball in the paint right now for Steubenville. Once they get the ball in the paint, it's an easy 2 right now for them. And you do see there is a big, huge size advantage right now, and it's showing up big for Steubenville. Steubenville wants to score a lot of points, and right now they're on pace to score almost 20 in this quarter.
3:26 remaining first period. Our game tonight being webcast on youtube.com/YRPTV and facebook.com/YRPTV. Also remember, too, we have our Wally's Pizza and Subs player of the game at the end of the contest tonight for John Glenn, as we resume Division II District final action here at Claymont. Muskies with the ball, trailing by 4 with 3:20 left here in the opening period. Jonah Haynes, Josh Rayleigh, Jack Williams. Now Devin Burris is in the game for the first time, and Reese Perkins. Here's a steal as Haynes has it knocked away. Here comes Big Red the other way. Reese Perkins comes in and inadvertently trips Josh Zimmerman. That'll be Reese Perkins' foul, number 2 on the Muskies.
3 turnovers.
3, I'm sorry.
Yeah, 3 turnovers for John Glenn, and all 3 they've telegraphed the pass.
Big Red will inbound it under the basket. It'll go out on the elbow to Jorian Jones. Now for Zimmerman. Zimmerman looks on the right side of the key. Pull-up jumper, Jorian Jones. Can't get it to go, and there's a rebound foul on James Roundtree. That'll be the first foul against Steubenville in the game.
Perkins had good position, which caused the over-the-back call on Big Red.
11-7 game. Big Red by 4. 3 minutes to go here, first quarter. John Glenn's got a fight on their hands right now. Rayleigh up the left sideline to Reese Perkins. Perkins to the basket, finds Jonah Haynes. Haynes with a finger roll up off the left side glass, and good.
Haynes scores most of his points from the left side, and he's right-handed, I believe, with his left hand.
Very smooth. Jonah Haynes, 11-9 game. 2:40 to go here as the Muskies draw within 2. Zimmerman with the dribble around the right side of the key, guarded by Reese Perkins there. Here's a pull-up 3-point shot. That's a thud by Big Red. And a miss for Jordan Wallace, his first shot of the game, as John Glenn comes the other way. Evan Williams will give it up to Josh Rayleigh up the sideline to Reese Perkins. Perkins skip pass over to the right side. Haynes to Evan Williams. Evan Williams drives, tried to draw contact. Devin Burris got the offensive rebound and goes up with it and draws a 2-shot foul inside. Foul number 2 on Big Red.
Well, Burris gets in here at 6'9", so that makes a huge difference against this lineup here against Steubenville. Now, Burris has only been to the line. This is only his 5th attempt all year. He's 3 of 4.
75% ain't bad.
No.
And make it 80% because he hits free throw number 1. So Devin Burris in the score column for the first time tonight. The junior with an attempt to try to tie the game here in a moment. Big Red's Mike Haney will send Calvin Bickerstaff to the bench. And the newcomer is Nico Bracone. And 2 free throws good for Devin Burris. The junior, nice contribution on Wednesday night and contributes early here.
And John Glenn backs up, takes the press off, going to play half-court man-to-man.
11-11 game, 2:05 to go here opening quarter. And a drive and a kick out 3. That's Bracone with a 3, and that's the second tray for Big Red tonight.
I take that back. That was a zone. That was a zone defense by the John Glenn Muskies.
Evan Williams penetrates ahead into the forecourt. Jonah Haynes draws a couple of defenders. Reese Perkins 3 ball. That's off the back rim. There's Jonah Haynes with a rebound inside. Up with it. Good. But a foul as Haynes will go to the line for a 2-shot foul. And he is hammered there by Jordan Wallace of Steubenville for foul number 3.
Haynes heading to the line. He is, let me get my free throw chart out here. Haynes is 66% free throw shooter. Misses that one though.
And Haynes a very good perimeter shooter from the 3-point range especially, but not quite as much touch at the foul line this year, at least in the statistical category. We'll see if he can draw the Muskies within 2 on his second attempt. And it's on the right side, no good. And a rebound for Zimmerman of Steubenville. Also in the game now is Trillion Jones. And he'll give it up to Zimmerman with 1:35 to play here in the opening quarter. Zimmerman drives, and Devin Burris may have got a piece of that shot. Nice job at trailing the defense and staying with the man Zimmerman. And here come the Muskies the other way. Reese Perkins drives, baseline, takes some contact, and nice, strong move by Reese Perkins.
Anytime Perkins and Haynes get in the game, they provide a spark, and right now they are, again.
Well, you don't think Reese Perkins and Jonah Haynes aren't playing with some confidence right now?
Oh, they are. They've been playing great this whole tournament season.
Zimmerman, that pass deflected, and unable to save it was Reese Perkins on the near sideline. Out of bounds to Big Red with 1:03 to play. First quarter, Big Red leading at 14-13.
Good effort by Perkins. Tried to save it and throw it toward his basket, but ball had just touched the line.
Big Red will inbound from the near sideline. They'll get it to Trillion Jones. Jones for Zimmerman, foul line extended shot, and bang. So right now, Big Red looking like a good perimeter shooting team. We didn't think they were all that well, but a good first quarter start for them.
7 of 12 right now for Big Red.
On the left side is Devin Burris backing in. Jump hook, and Zimmerman may have got a piece of that shot, maybe a piece of the elbow. John Glenn fans wanted a foul, but here comes Big Red the other way. A drive and a little bit out of control and blocked out of bounds. Burris and Jonah Haynes got a block on that Jordan Wallace drive. It'll stay with Big Red under the basket with 35 seconds left, and Steubenville leading by 3. Zimmerman will throw it in, looking into the paint. Fadeaway shot, airballed it. And that's Ryan Roush with the miss and a rebound for Jack Williams. Here comes Reese Perkins ahead to Evan Williams. 25 seconds. Muskies may hold for the last shot. We'll see. Evan will lob it ahead, right side for Jack. Now to the right wing for Jonah Haynes. Up top for Perkins. And now Evan Williams will take the last shot here, perhaps with 14.
Steubenville will get the ball to start the second quarter.
3-point deficit for John Glenn. Evan Williams takes a Burris screen, drives the right side of the key, forced up a shot off the glass. Tough one right there. Good defense inside by Big Red. Stripped away by Jonah Haynes, and the horn will sound as time expires here in the first quarter. Steubenville 16 and John Glenn 13 after 1 here at Claymont High School. We'll return with more of our ABC Sports production of high school Division II district final action after these words. Dave Davidson, Mike Snively, Mike McKay back in our ABC Communications Nash Icon FM studio. First quarter stats.
Well, round 1 goes to Steubenville. Steubenville 7 of 14 shooting. John Glenn 5 of 12. However, John Glenn did out-rebound the Big Red. 9-7 turnovers. John Glenn 3. Steubenville just 1.
3-point lead for Big Red as we start quarter number 2. And out into the left corner now with it is Josh Zimmerman. And a 3-point attempt by Roush is well short. Tapped outside by John Glenn. That'll lead to an easy fast break the other way for Reese Perkins.
That's about as easy a basket you're going to get.
Perkins with 4 in the game now. Cuts the deficit to 1. 16-15 Big Red.
John Glenn going zone.
You don't see this very often.
No, you do not.
And there's a forced pass inside as Roundtree threw it right at the legs of Judd, and it's picked off by Evan Williams. Turnover number 2 for Big Red. Reese Perkins, Josh Raley, Evan and Jack Williams, and Ben Judd in there, the 5 for John Glenn. Jack Williams will reset things between the circles.
Big Red's in a box and 1 right now. Looks like Roundtree, Roundtree is going to be guarding Raley.
And Roundtree, very girthy 6'4" specimen. You'd expect to probably have him in the middle of that defense at a center position, but
and right now they're just basically playing 4-on-4. Roundtree is a big specimen, though.
Evan Williams had it deflected, gets it to Jack on the left wing. Nearly a steal there. Evan Williams now will dribble around Zimmerman, and he'll drive and get it called. A 2-shot foul coming. A couple of Big Red bodies were in there. That will be Jorian Jones with the foul. That'll be his first personal foul. Team foul number 4 on Steubenville. 6:46 left in the quarter, and a chance for the Muskies to take a lead here for maybe the first time.
Yeah, you just wonder how many times they've seen a box and 1 this year on Raley. So basically the guards are going to have to attack that 2-2 zone out of the box and 1.
Evan Williams with his first points of the night drains free throw number 1, 16 all early in the second quarter. And Evan will set again and swish again. The right-hander hits both of his free throws. 4 out of 6 from the line now is John Glenn. 17-16 Muskies. I think their first lead of the game.
First lead of the game. 2-2-1 press here by John Glenn.
And a near steal by Raley as he jumped out on that pass. Inside is Roundtree. Got it to a baseline runner. Oh my, I can't believe that wasn't called a charge. It was called a charge at the other end, but it's a good bucket for Ryan Roush as he gets his 5th point of the evening and puts Big Red back on top by 1.
Running 15-foot floater by Roush. Tough shot.
Reese Perkins bounces out high, top of the key. Evan Williams back to the right corner. Reese Perkins drives, flips it to the opposite corner. Jack Williams 3. Splash!
And that's exactly how you get a team out of the box and 1. Hit outside jumpers.
20-18, 6 minutes remaining second quarter. Muskies back on top with their second lead, this time by 2. Roundtree, turnaround 14-footer, spins in and out. Reese Perkins all by himself for a rebound. Here come the Muskies the other way. Raley will work on James Roundtree at 6'3" senior. And gets a high screen from Judd. Bounces again. Evan Williams this time, and he splashes! Evan Williams with a 3 ball.
The Muskie faithful on their feet.
Timeout by Big Red. 30-second timeout with 5:40 to play in the opening quarter. And the Williams brothers get hot as Jack hits the first one, Evan with the second one, and it's a 5-point game now for JG.
Well, it helps when you start your second quarter, go 3 for 3 and create a turnover on Big Red. And that's how you take a 3-point deficit into a 5-point lead all of a sudden. Within 2 minutes, 2 minutes and 20 seconds, that's been a huge swing,
Seems like so far in the first 8-10 minutes plus here that John Glenn on the offensive end playing with a good deal of confidence, a little bit more than what we've seen him here in the last last couple of games of the regular season and the tournament.
Yes, hitting those outside shots. And I'll tell you another thing too. Coach Mitchell switched to zone. Let's keep an eye on that. When he switched to zone this quarter, let's see if that's the difference here.
Steubenville Big Red with the ball, down 5 now, 23-18 John Glenn, 5:38 to play and counting second quarter. As Big Red trying to get a basket back here at the offensive end, and going glass with a dipsy-do move is Calvin Bickerstaff with his 4th point of the game. Nifty move in between a couple of Muskie defenders, 3-point lead Muskie.
Bickerstaff's a big boy and he's got some game.
Evan Williams gives it up to Jonah Haynes back in the game now at the top between the circles. Ben Judd hands it off on the right wing to Evan Williams. Williams gets double teamed, pass deflected, knocked away as Zimmerman got a hand on it. Intercepted here by Bickerstaff. Long pass ahead to the left corner for Zimmerman. Skips it across right. Ryan Roush fakes, pull up, tough shot right there. Left it way short, airballed it, and a rebound, scrambling around, and Jorian Jones had the offensive rebound, lost it momentarily, and its last touch by JG as Steubenville gets the ball back.
Yeah, good hustle. Looks like the ball did hit the ground. Official Lance Jacob on top of things.
Ryan Roush will throw it in to the left wing for Zimmerman. And here's a 3 for Roush, top of the key. That one bounces 3 times, won't go. Raley with good position inside, throws it right back. One thing you don't want to do is throw it right back underneath your bucket, and there was Roundtree waiting on it for an easy lay-in.
And you're exactly right. And just eat it. Just hold on to it. Live to play another play.
If his trajectory was a little bit lower, it might have been okay.
Off his feet, correct. Or just fired down the other end of the court.
Still a 1-point game for John Glenn, 23-22, 4:24 remaining in the half. And Judd dribbles, gives it to Rayleigh on the right wing. Rayleigh to the top of the key, dribbles to the left elbow, gives it up, Evan Williams, 3 ball. That one's off the back rim, and running it down is Jack Williams, taking it away from Jorian Jones. Here's Jack Williams, a 3. That one's no good. Rebound tapped around, and it's going to be a rebound foul the other way on Josh Rayleigh of John Glenn.
Rayleigh trying to come from the backside, which he does a great job rebounding, but that time he did come over the top for a foul.
Each team with 4 team fouls halfway through this second quarter. 23-22, John Glenn up by 1 in a really good Division II district final right now.
Been a slugfest so far, Dave.
Here's Roundtree, a 3 in the corner. That one's way short, and Rayleigh had position inside on Jorian Jones, and Jorian Jones will pick up foul number 2 and number 5 on Big Red here in the first half, and Jones will go to the bench.
You know, one thing you think about, when a shot goes up from Big Red, if you're John Glenn, you have got to think, where's my position? Do I have good position? And
you better have contact with the opposing body behind you.
And Rayleigh did a good job of that time.
Jordan Wallace is back in the game, replacing Jorian Jones with the 2 fouls. 3:40 to play first half. A 1-point lead for the Muskies. That pass, as Rayleigh and Reese Perkins miscommunicate right there, and Rayleigh threw it right out of bounds, expecting Reese Perkins to pop out on the wing.
5th turnover of the game for the Muskies.
Big Red Zimmerman across the timeline gets a high screen from Bickerstaff into the right corner. Jordan Wallace. Judd nearly knocked it away from behind. Roundtree with good hands inside on a very tough move by the big fella. James Roundtree with 6 points now as he gives Big Red the lead back. There's a steal. Jordan Wallace takes it away from Jack Williams. Layup at the other end is good. 3-point lead for Big Red now. 26-23. Timeout taken by TJ Mitchell and the Muskies. It'll be a 30-second timeout.
Well, that 5-point lead back to for the Muskies up to a 3-point lead quickly for the Big Red, caused by John Glenn turnovers and very good defensive handwork by the Steubenville Big Red. I'm impressed with this Steubenville team. They can go inside. They got some pretty good guards, and they've knocked down some shots tonight.
Well, the one thing that you cannot do is be lackadaisical with the basketball against this team. Their length, even though they're going to gamble and commit fouls, as you said in the pregame, they're going to get their share of steals or deflections, and they're going to cause you problems.
Absolutely, and they've switched back to man-to-man. They've gotten out of the box and one, and they've paid particular close attention to John Glenn's 3-point shooter. So John Glenn may have to look to go running their Princeton offense and looking for some of those backdoor cuts.
Muskies' T.J. Mitchell will come out with Jack Williams, Josh Rayleigh, Jonah Haynes, Reese Perkins, and Devin Burris. The 5 out there for John Glenn with approaching the 3-minute mark of the first half. 26-23. There's a backdoor cut. Jonah Haynes took the contact as he went to the hole. Good strong move by Jonah Haynes to initiate that contact and force the defense a little bit out of position. And Haynes, hopefully back to the foul line where he missed his previous 2 attempts, will sink a couple of these.
10 of 17 is the total for Jonah Haynes at the line this year.
And the right-hander bounces a couple of times and is true to form this time with his 3rd point of the game to draw John Glenn within 2, 26-24.
John Glenn, 5 of 7 at the line. Steubenville 0 for 1 tonight.
A couple of Big Red substitutions. Will reset their lineup in a moment. That ball bouncing ahead and off the top of the backboard and off the rim, no good. There's going to be a foul on Josh Rayleigh on the rebound attempt. That'll be foul number 2 on Josh Rayleigh with 3 minutes left.
Interesting call. The Steubenville defender jumps, and Rayleigh sneaks in and gets pretty good position, but it causes an undercut situation, and it looks bad. It looked like it could have hurt the kid, but I don't think there was nothing malicious about it.
Just a lot of aggressive bodies flying to the basketball.
Absolutely.
It's going to happen. Zimmerman gives it up. Here's a 3 in the corner for Trillion Jones. That won't go. Reese Perkins had position inside. Devin Burris grabs the rebound away. Burris and lost it out of bounds as Burris looking to do a little too much right there. If he had given that ball up ahead, probably at least a couple of free throws, maybe a basket, potential tying basket for John Glenn. Instead, it's a turnover to Big Red.
Just got to forget that play even happened. Come down here and get a stop.
2-point game. Big Red 26, John Glenn 24. 2.5 to play in the first half. Wallace around the right side for Zimmerman. Jones gives it back to Zimmerman. Zimmerman drives. His shot is blocked by Devin Burris inside. Rebound for Evan Williams. Here comes Parker Zachrich and the Muskies the other way. Zachrich coast to coast. Gets body blocked by Wallace, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Zachrich was going to the hole.
There was
a very high pace, and there was no doubt about
nowhere else.
Yeah, there was no doubt about that one.
So Zachrich will head to the line for the first time tonight. John Glenn is, you can see, I think a little bit more so than what we've seen in previous games, Mike, that they're making a concerted effort. They are determined to get to the foul line somehow, although they are struggling at times of making their free throws here.
Yeah, right now they are just 5 of 9 from
that
the line.
That miss there by Zachrich. And Parker, looking for his first point of the night, can draw John Glenn within 1. 2:12 to play second quarter. And that one's good. Zachrich 1 of 2, 26-25, Steubenville, 2:10 to go here in the half. Zimmerman head up the left sideline, giving it up to Bickerstaff back in the game. Ryan Roush is in with Calvin Bickerstaff, Nico Bracone. Josh Zimmerman there with the ball at the left elbow, kicking it into the corner for a Bracone 3. That bounces high in the air and it falls in. 29-25, Big Red.
The kind roll hits the back of the rim, goes straight up, swishes back in on the second try.
Well, you could say it's a pretty good shooting touch now as Bracone hits his second 3 of the game. 6 points for Big Red. Zachrich on the right wing. Spins on Steubenville's Jones. Gives it up. Evan Williams penetrates, foul line. That shot, or that pass was knocked down by Zimmerman. Here comes Rouse the other way. Oh, what a block by Reese Perkins. Out of bounds to Steubenville.
Perkins came out of nowhere to swat that thing out the door.
JG fans up on their feet with that serious rejection by the junior Reese Perkins. Steubenville will inbound it with 1:25 underneath their basket. Zimmerman gives it to Trillion Jones. Big Red up by 4 in a very spirited first half here so far.
Let's see if that doesn't cause a momentum shift here. Crowd got into it for John Glenn right there.
Roush to Bickerstaff on the right wing. Now Roush coming back around that high screen right for Zimmerman, top of the key between the circles. Zimmerman drives on Jack Williams, pull up from 18, banks it in. He didn't call it, but he got it.
Sometimes it's meant to be, and that was meant to be that one.
Jonah Haynes flying to the basket with a layup the other way on top of 2 Big Red defenders. Jonah Haynes now with 5 in the game. 31-27 Steubenville. 45 seconds remaining.
Haynes and Perkins once again providing the spark.
Zimmerman working on Jonah Haynes. Man-to-man defense here by the Muskies. 38 seconds remaining in the half. Steubenville, I would guess, will try to hold it for one shot perhaps. Roush picks up the dribble high above the three-point arc for Trillion Jones. Jones now picked up by Haynes, working along that right sideline. Will now pull it out toward half court. Drives toward the right wing, backs it out again with 21 seconds. They'll give it to Josh Zimmerman. 6'1 senior Zimmerman working on Parker Zachrich. Zachrich is right out there with him man-to-man. 14 seconds. Zimmerman around a couple of defenders into the right corner. Jones kicks it out. Zimmerman, wide open 3. Bracone missed it off the back rim. There's a rebound inside. Bickerstaff, good, and a foul for Big Red.
Huge rebound, and what a great rebound from Bickerstaff. Just a huge, big-time rebound. For Bickerstaff.
Yep, 6'4". Bickerstaff come up. I like the way you see so many big guys when they come down and rebound. They bring it where? Down to their waist?
He did not.
This ball was over his head. He had one thing in mind, rebounded and put it back in.
And that was strong because he had three Muskies all over him.
33-27 now. Big Red by 6 with the rebound put back here by Calvin Bickerstaff. His 6th point. He'll go to the line to shoot 1 to try to complete the 3-point play with 4 seconds remaining. TJ Mitchell is going to make a couple of offensive substitutes here. He's got Rayleigh, Evan, and Jack Williams, Reese Perkins, Parker Zachrich out there. And the free throw by Bickerstaff is in and out. Rebound, Perkins. Here comes the Muskie. Oh, Perkins lost the handle on it, and time's going to expire. Fortunate there for Reese Perkins that the ball was knocked away momentarily. Could have been a steal and a potential layup the other way.
Yes, it could have been. They could have been a lot worse, but fortunately, John Glenn going down by 6. They're in a dogfight.
Steubenville 33, John Glenn 27. As we come to halftime here at Claymont High School, Division II district final game. As a wild one is piled up. Really, how about the tempo of this game?
Jeez.
We were wondering about, if both teams were going to be playing this way. John Glenn is probably as up-tempo and as motivated to get the ball to the basket as I've seen him this year.
It's fast, and I don't think we wouldn't need a shot clock in this game, that's for sure.
I don't think so. 33-27. Muskies trailing Steubenville by 6 here at halftime. We'll take a timeout. Mike McKay will get us some local commercial breaks. Listen to those. We've also got sponsors on our webcast game here tonight as well on yourradioplace.com. It's on youtube.com/YRPTV and facebook.com/YRPTV. We'll mention those sponsors here in just a little bit as well. Thanks for everyone listening on our FM frequencies 107.9 and 98.5 on Nash Icon and on the web at yourradioplace.com. We'll return to Claymont High School for Muskie basketball halftime report after this.
John Glenn High School basketball. Tonight's game is brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings, Basic Systems, B&B Body Shop and Towing, Cambridge Physical Therapy Center, General Wholesale, Abel's Electric Heating and Cooling, Stoney's RV Sales and Service, Chapman's Coffee House, TK Auto Service, The Rogers Company, and Battery Depot. Tonight's game continues after this.
Wings and basketball go hand in hand at Buffalo Wild Wings on Southgate Parkway in Cambridge. Start off with some traditional or boneless wings, or take the combo, a little of each. Then add some buffalo chips, potato wedges, or onion rings. You can pick a burger, tacos, or quesadilla too. Buffalo Wild Wings sends out a big congratulations to both teams on a winning season.
Basic Systems on Caddis Road in Cambridge is a full-service consulting engineering firm. They design and construct new projects or major upgrades to existing structures. Their team of experts design and lay out the best plan for success.
B&B Body Shop and Towing is your partner in safety when it comes to vehicle repair, towing, and battery replacement. From collision repairs to vehicle restoration, B&B Body Shop can handle it. When it comes to your vehicle, it's your car. It's your safety. Don't be forced to take it anywhere else. You may meet by accident, but you'll be glad you chose B&B Body Shop and Towing for your repair center.
General Wholesale, just off Southgate Parkway, carries a large selection of waxes, polishes, and all the top-of-the-line products for your street rod, truck, boat, or motorcycle. From paint guns to buffers, you'll find everything you need for the proper care and maintenance of your vehicle. On the paint side, they carry PPG paints and custom mix paint along with touch-up paint to fix rock chips and dings. They have a full-service mechanic on duty and welcome new customers. Stop by and meet the fine folks at General Wholesale. They are more than just an auto parts store.
This is Chris Rocco from Cambridge Physical Therapy Center. We have been serving you in the Cambridge area since 1999 and are located at 216 Highland Avenue. We are the area's only locally owned independent physical therapy center. We specialize in physical therapy for chronic conditions, post-surgery conditions, work-related injuries, and sports injuries. We are providers for most major insurance along with Medicare, Medicaid, and workers' compensation. So when you need physical therapy, call Cambridge Physical Therapy Center at 439-7177.
The team at Rogers Company works hard to earn your business. Fall means cooler weather, and Rogers Company is your heating headquarters for all your heating services. They install new furnaces and provide service and maintenance. They also provide geothermal and ductless systems for both residential and commercial. To put Rogers Company to work for you, call 740-685-8677. 24-hour emergency service is also available.
This is Garrett Chapman.
Thanks, Mike McKay, back in our Nash Icon FM studio. Thanks for listening, everybody, on our FM frequencies and on yourradioplace.com, where we're webcasting tonight's Division II district final game between Steubenville and John Glenn. We'll go down to a quick recap of the individual scoring. Really a balanced effort by Steubenville all the way around. This looks very John Glenn-esque in the score column. James Roundtree, 6'3" senior with 6. Calvin Bickerstaff with 6. 6 for Nico Bracone, who had 2 of the 3 3-point shots for Big Red in that first half. 4 points for Zimmerman, 4 for Jorian Jones, 5 for Ryan Roush, and 2 for Jordan Wallace off the bench for Steubenville. John Glenn scores. Josh Raley 7, Evan Williams 5, Jonah Haynes 5, Reese Perkins with 4, Devin Burris with 2, Jack Williams 3, and Parker Zachrich 1 of 2 free throws for John Glenn's 27 points. 33-27, Steubenville leading by 6 over John Glenn at the halftime mark. Mike Snively will come back in our next break with the halftime statistics of this one. And stay tuned for second half action here on Nash Icon FM and on the web at yourradioplace.com as our Muskie basketball coverage continues in a moment.
This is Garrett Chapman. This is Chapman's Coffee House. It's just off the corner of Main Street and Sprague Alley. See it? Garrett knows what it takes to run a good coffee house. Breakfast food, snack food, lunch food, healthy food, and coffee food. Throw in a few customers, and now things are out of this world. Did I mention it was off of Main Street and Sprague Alley? So next time you find yourself in New Concord, stop by and see Garrett at his coffee house.
TK Auto Service is the garage that knows how important your time is and how much you depend on your vehicle. They are your tire center for Mastercraft tires and tire repairs, rotation, mounting, and balancing. TK Auto Service offers vehicle maintenance, including oil changes, starters, brakes, struts, shocks, and more. TK Auto Service, just a mile east of New Concord and minutes from Cambridge on Route 40.
Hey, this is Ted with TK Auto Service. Give us a call at 826-4916. That's 826-4916. Make us your repair service for all your vehicle care.
Everything we do is in search of more go. We go, so it goes, so you can go.
Abel's Heating, Cooling, Electrical, and Refrigeration. They have 2 convenient locations in Cambridge and Zanesville to serve the area.
It's hard to stop a train.
Stoney's RV Sales and Service is a family-owned business that offers the best sales and service in the area. They provide a full service department to handle all types of repairs and offer one of the largest parts departments in the state of Ohio. Their inventory features new and used park models, park trailers, fifth wheels, travel trailers, fold-down campers, truck campers, hybrids, ultralights, and trailers too. Visit their indoor showroom year-round and be ready for your next camping adventure. That's Stoney's RV Sales and Service on Route 40 east of Cambridge.
The Battery Depot gets a charge out of watching the John Glenn Muskies in the Elite 8. The Battery Depot carries batteries for lawnmowers, four-wheelers, vehicles, boats, and even semis. Located on Campbell Avenue in Cambridge, they are your battery headquarters.
Welcome back to Claymont High School for tonight's District 2 East District Division 2 final, where the Big Red of Steubenville lead the John Glenn Muskies 33-27 at halftime. Let's go over some team statistics here. John Glenn, both teams shot it pretty good. John Glenn, 10 of 20, 50%. Steubenville got up 29 shots, made 14 for 48%, 14 of 29. Rebounding, you wouldn't think it, but John Glenn had a 16-12 edge on the boards. John Glenn had 4 offensive rebounds. Steubenville had 2 offensive rebounds. In fact, Steubenville only had 1 player get a rebound in the second quarter, but they had 4 dead ball rebounds in that quarter. Turnovers probably the name of the game right now. John Glenn has 8, and Steubenville only with 2 turnovers in the game tonight. At the free throw line, John Glenn is 6 of 10 from the line, and Steubenville is 0 of 2 from the line. So John Glenn getting to the basket and creating fouls. Steubenville, on the other hand, John Glenn's doing as best they can defending on the block without fouling. But right now, I'm surprised a little bit. This is a pretty good Steubenville team we're seeing right now. So John Glenn's going to have to come out, shoot the ball well, like they did in the middle of that second quarter. And they're going to have to do something down low against these big, long, athletic Steubenville Big Red players.
John Glenn starting with the ball here in the second half. Jack and Evan Williams, Josh Raley, Ben Judd, Parker Zachrich. For JG, down by 6. Top side is Evan Williams, bouncing to the right wing corner for Raley, who pulls it back out above the three-point line, drives to the paint, draws 2 guys, finds Evan Williams, goes to the bucket, got a little bump and missed the shot, and Roundtree with the rebound for Steubenville. And here come Big Red for the first time here in the second half.
May have been bumped a little bit. Got to go just a little bit harder.
Josh Zimmerman, Calvin Bickerstaff, Jorian Jones, James Roundtree, and Ryan Roush, the original starting 5 out there. Roush, left side baseline drive. Man, oh man, that's twice now they've crashed into John Glenn and no call. Here comes the Muskies the other way. Zachrich up the right sideline. Raley pump fakes a deep 3. Bounce pass, and it's deflected away. Ill-advised pass there by Raley. 2-on-2 the other way. Zimmerman to the bucket, missed it. Offensive rebound for Roush, back up and in.
Now Roush right there for the easy 2.
8-point game, 35-27. Big Red scores the first bucket of the second half. Jack Williams outside to Josh Raley now over to Zachrich. Dribbles around a high screen. Gives it to Jack Williams, left wing. Into the post. Ben Judd, turnaround jump hook. Nice shot by Ben Judd.
I believe that's Judd's first look inside tonight.
First shot attempt and first make. 35-29. 6:35 left third quarter as Big Red works on a 6-point advantage. Dorian Jones at the top of the key, working on Evan Williams into the corner. Ryan Roush out high again with it as Mike Haney wants Big Red to pull this ball out and spread out that John Glenn defense. Zimmerman gets a Roundtree screen, gives it to Jorian Jones. Now Bickerstaff, left baseline drive, inside with it, high up off the glass. And there's the size of Big Red that's given John Glenn problems all night as Bickerstaff just simply shot it over the top, 8 points.
And John Glenn not doing a very good job closing out on the baseline. Steubenville getting to the baseline pretty easy right now.
Here's Zachrich, steps around, a 3 ball off the left side, no good. And there's a big rebound for Jorian Jones. Here comes Zimmerman and Big Red. Over to Bickerstaff, drives. Offensive foul as he lowered the shoulder into Josh Raley. Nice job by Raley to draw that foul. And Bickerstaff picks up foul number 1. That'll be the first foul against Big Red here in the second half. 5:49 to play, and the Muskies trail by 8.
And that was a big call right there because Big Red had the opportunity to go up double digits.
The interesting thing is a couple of times when John Glenn, I thought, had been right there and taken charges, there were no calls.
Yeah, exactly.
John Glenn got the benefit of it there. Here's a pull-up, 18-footer, Jack Williams. Can't get it to go. Zimmerman rebounds for Big Red. And starting to even up that rebounding procedure. There's a foul and nearly a 3-point make for Ryan Roush as Evan Williams flew in and got a piece of the arm. Not a good foul there by Evan Williams. First foul against John Glenn in this second half, and 3 free throws coming for number 3, Ryan Roush.
John Glenn is in a scary, scary position right now because they look like they're just going through the motions here.
5:25 remaining, third quarter, and Roush hits his first attempt at the night, and that is the first free throw make tonight by Steubenville. They're 1 for 3 as a team. Roush with a chance to make it a 10-point game here on free throw number 2 of 3, and that one's short. And Reese Perkins will enter the game replacing Evan Williams for the Muskies.
Yeah, John Glenn looks like they're in a funk on the offensive end right now.
Not as free-flowing as it was in the first 10 minutes of this game.
No.
And 2 out of 3 for Ryan Roush, which gives him 9 for the game, 39-29. Muskies with their biggest deficit now at 10, 5:20 to go third quarter.
Somebody's got to step up and make jump shots for this Muskie team.
Zachrich on the right sideline for Raley. In the right corner, Jack Williams dribbles around the top of the key, finds Zachrich. Zachrich Up high for Jack Williams. Williams drives, finger roll, can't get it to go. Forced that shot a bit. Here comes Big Red the other way, 3-on-3. Bickerstaff hands it off behind him to Zimmerman. Zimmerman pulls it out on the left wing, under 5 to go here in the third.
And that miss was a direct result of the length of Steubenville. They're altering shots. They're not blocking everything, but they're altering a lot of John Glenn shots.
Roush with a left wing pass to the middle for Zimmerman. Gives it to Bickerstaff. Bickerstaff double team. Kicks it up top of the key. Zimmerman inside to Roundtree. Roundtree working inside. Bounces to the left corner. Drive by Roush. That one hit the side of the board, but there's Jorian Jones to pick up the loose ball. That's just a bad luck rebound for John Glenn, and Jones gets point number 6. 12-point game.
And that's John. Okay, that's what's been going on all night. They've been getting to the baseline, either making the shot or missing the shot, and Steubenville gets the rebound. Happen to get down here.
Nice backdoor cut by Parker Zachrich. The senior will go to the line for 2 free throws. He's 1 of 2 so far there tonight, and trying to cut this deficit hopefully down to an even 10 with 4:23 to play here in the third quarter. 41-29 as Steubenville has opened up with an 8-2 run here to start the third quarter, and a free throw miss there for Zachrich.
Zachrich, a 54% free throw shooter on the year.
Man. Ryan Roush out of the lineup for Coach Mike Haney, and Jordan Wallace will re-enter for the first time here in the second half. And Zachrich, the senior, bounces a couple of times and fires one in. He's now 2 of 4 from the foul line. 2 points there for the game. 41-30, Steubenville by 11 with the ball. Up the left sideline is Wallace. Wallace working on Jack Williams. Wallace lost the dribble, spins away, stolen away by Jack Williams. Reese Perkins recovers it, gets it to Rayleigh. Rayleigh up the left side for John Glenn into the forecourt. Zachrich 3 ball. No, it won't go. Rayleigh follows the rebound down, gives it behind him to Zachrich. And Zachrich unaware that Bickerstaff was trailing behind. That's where you got to communicate, and somebody's got to know that trailing defender's coming. Interception here by Big Red. Bickerstaff the other way to the baseline. Swings it back out to the high right side. Wallace lobs it over the top left for Jorian Jones. Now back to the half-court line for Josh Zimmerman. 3:40 to play third quarter, and Big Red leading at 41-30.
Neither team in a good flow offensively right now.
And there's a lob that was ill-advised as Zimmerman misread Roundtree, and it's intercepted by John Glenn the other way. Rayleigh pull-up 3. Yes! Much-needed basket for John Glenn. That might get them off the schneid here in the third quarter.
Yeah, down 11, cuts it to 8. It looked like Rayleigh thought, if I get a little bit of a room here, I'm going to knock this down, and he did.
I couldn't believe they gave him that much room, quite honestly.
They should have stepped out about 3 more feet on him.
10 points in the game for Rayleigh. Ball is deflected away by Zachrich. Here comes Zimmerman driving to the paint. Nice scoop finger roll, won't go. There's Jorian Jones. Another offensive rebound and a putback for Big Red, and that's been their bread and butter here in the game.
That's 2 offensive rebounds and putbacks for Jones.
Jack Williams drives over to Reese Perkins in the corner. Zachrich will bounce it out high for Rayleigh. Rayleigh fakes the 3, steps to the foul line, over to Jack Williams on the right wing. And Judd from the baseline with the shot. That won't go, and there's going to be a push-off foul. Parker Zachrich at 5'9", rolling his eyes a little bit, but got caught with his hand in the cookie jar right there as he pushed off inside on Big Red, and that'll be team foul number 2 here in the second half, number 1 in the half.
Zachrich actually knocked down his own man, 55 Jack Williams.
Probably made more contact with his own man,
yes,
and knocked him into the Big Red player perhaps, but that's foul number 1 on Parker here, number 2 on Parker for the night. 43-33, Big Red by 10, 2.5 to go here in the third. Zimmerman cross court, Wallace inside a Roundtree, can't get it to go, but a hack inside as Roundtree has really been a beast inside here, Mike, for Big Red tonight.
Unless something changes. I mean, it's just been physical dominance so far from Big Red. And Roundtree, I can't explain how big he is.
He's listed at 6'3", and you know he's got to be a solid 240. And he puts in the free throw there as he makes his first charity stripe toss of the night. 7 points in the game for James Roundtree. And once again, an 11-point lead, 44-33, Big Red with 2:28 to go here in the third. Second free throw toss. In and out. Rebound, Reese Perkins of John Glenn. Perkins will be unmolested, bring it into the forecourt himself. Deep corner pass to Jonah Haynes. Haynes drives, finger roll, just won't go for him. Burris battles for the rebound inside, 6'9". Good! And a foul for Devin Burris with the jump hook.
Huge play. Burris providing the spark once again off the bench. That 6'9" frame is needed tonight, for sure, against this Big Red team.
Big basket for Devin Burris off the bench now with his 4th point of the game, trying to make it 5 and cut this deficit to 8. And that one well short. That one looked ugly coming off the hand as it remains a 9-point game, 44-35. Zimmerman will quickly bring it into the forecourt for Big Red. Man-to-man defense here still by JG. Left side pass, Zimmerman inside to Roundtree. Roundtree, just a lot bigger body, spins with a great move inside and buries that running jump hook. Devin Burris to the basket, can't get it to go. Zimmerman up with a loose ball, 2-on-2 the other way. Deep corner pass for Roush from the left corner, pull up 10-footer. Roush, no good. Long rebound, bobbled around, but recovered by Burris of John Glenn. Jack Williams around Bracone in the backcourt, finds Jonah Haynes. Oh, missed the layup there, but it's last touch by John Glenn. Haynes tried to save it. I think it was going to be Muskie ball as Roundtree looked like he was the last one to touch it off the loose ball rebound, but Big Red gets it back with 1:34 here in the third and an 11-point lead.
Yeah, that was there's nights where everything goes in, and tonight they just can't throw it in the ocean right now. And Big Red, the opposite, they're banking in some 15-footers and getting rolls on three-point shots.
Well, John Glenn, that is, are having to work a lot harder to get their baskets tonight. There's a three ball for Wallace. That won't go. Rayleigh with the rebound for John Glenn with 1:18. Rayleigh into the forecourt, three-point line, drives into the paint, forced up a shot there. Ben Judd had it and had it knocked away, lost it out of bounds. So even when John Glenn has inside position, they're having a hard time hanging on to rebounds.
Yeah, and they're flailing right now. They're forcing some things that they normally don't have to force. I can't tell you a time they've been down 11 points other than maybe the Meadowbrook game, and they're not used to being in this situation.
And there's mishandle by Zimmerman, and Reese Perkins gave it right back. You cannot be lazy against this Big Red team. They are on top of you in a hurry as Perkins turns it right back over to Big Red with under a minute to go. 46-35, 11-point game for Steubenville, and perhaps a chance now to hold for the last shot if they want to.
And Steubenville will get the ball to start the second half.
They'll lob it inside to the right block to Roundtree. Spins, forced up a shot, that won't go. Reese Perkins had it, knocked out of bounds by Wallace, and it'll go to John Glenn on the rebound attempt. 33 seconds remaining, third quarter. Muskie's really, you got to say that it's not a must-have basket, but it almost is a must-have basket.
Yeah, a must-have basket, and but right now Steubenville's just more physical. They're just tougher right now, and nothing's showing, nothing's falling for the Muskies. I can't remember a three-point shot attempted in this quarter.
Other than Rayleigh's
one
that was early.
Yeah, other than that, they've only gotten one shot, three attempted.
Josh Rayleigh, Evan Williams, Parker Zachridge, Ben Judd, Reese Perkins, the five out there for J.G. Hire on the final possession of the third quarter. Rayleigh getting a screen from Ben Judd out high between the circles. Rayleigh jukes, crosses over, draws two defenders. Evan Williams, three. Yes! Much needed basket for John Glenn. 3 seconds the other way. Roush across half court. Launches. And no, they say it would not have counted anyway. Mike Haney and Steubenville wanted a foul, but no shot attempt as the horn sounded first. 46-38, Steubenville with an 8-point lead over John Glenn. Big basket by Evan Williams at the end of that third quarter. We'll take a 60-second break here on ABC Sports. Our Muskie basketball coverage continues in a moment. Thanks again to Mike McKay in our Nash Icon FM studio. Thanks for listening to us and watching on the web at yourradioplace.com. Fourth quarter action beginning here at Claymont High School. 46-38, Big Red by 8. Josh Zimmerman Jorian Jones, Ryan Roush, James Roundtree, Calvin Bickerstaff, the original 5 out there for Steubenville to start the fourth quarter, Mike.
John Glenn's going to sit back in a 2-3 zone, see what Steubenville does. Will they attack it, or will they pull it out and take some time off?
Offensive foul, Bickerstaff, nice job drawing the charge, Evan Williams, and forced Steubenville into rushing that offensive set just a little bit. And Mike Haney not real happy with the call from the Steubenville sideline as John Glenn gets the ball back here early in the fourth quarter.
And John Glenn has to have some quality offensive possessions down here. Get good shots and just don't throw it up to get it over the guy's hands. If you have to do that, it's probably not a good shot.
Reese Perkins, Evan Williams, Parker Zachrich, Josh Raley, Ben Judd. Reese Perkins has it now, gives it up to Raley. Raley working on 6'4" Bickerstaff. And Raley with a pull-up 3. Yes! Big splash for Josh Raley, his third 3 of the game, and John Glenn within 5 at 46-41.
From the time he got the ball, you just thought he's putting this up at some point. He's waiting for the exact right moment.
Had to get it in his rhythm. Timeout taken by Mike Haney, a full timeout for Big Red, and we'll take timeout as well. Make it a 30-second timeout. 46-41, Big Red by 5. We'll take a 30-second break on ABC Sports. Back in a moment. Studio, 7 minutes remaining, fourth quarter, 46-41, Big Red by 5, but John Glenn has nibbled into what was a 12-point deficit, 41-29 late in the third quarter.
Down to a 5-point lead. Things are going to get a little tight here right now for the Big Red.
Roundtree with it on the high block. Has a couple of John Glenn swarming defenders on him. Steal by Evan Williams. Williams coast to coast. High off the glass, forced that shot. Rebound, Reese Perkins inside. Up with it, takes a hack. 2-shot foul coming for Reese Perkins. Great job in following on the miss and not assuming that the layup was going to be made.
No, great job by Perkins to hustle down. Always hustling to get that offensive rebound. Perkins is a 45, I'm sorry. Perkins is
good.
Good, okay. I'm looking at the wrong Perkins. There he is, Reese. Reese is a 50% free throw shooter.
Well, he made the first one. Let's hope he bucks that trend and makes number 2. He has 5 points in the game. Chance to cut it to 3. Yes. 46-43, Steubenville, 6:41 to play.
Let's see how Steubenville handles the adversity now. John Glenn's going to put some pressure here full court.
Diving at steal attempt by Reese Perkins, having to run back into the forecourt quickly. Big Red recovers it on the right sideline as Jorian Jones just gets it to Zimmerman. Over to the left, high left side for Ryan Roush. And they're going to try to pull John Glenn out of this kind of a 2-3 zone look.
Muskie crowd getting on their feet, trying some of them.
John Glenn crowd probably about 2-1 outnumbering the Big Red crowd. Near steal there as Rouse throws it to Zimmerman. Wild shot there, eye off the glass. Roundtree rebounds, turnaround shot, good, and a foul. Roundtree with a huge shot from 13 off the offensive glass. Go to the line for 1.
John Glenn got exactly what they wanted. They forced Big Red into a bad shot, just could not get the rebound, and Roundtree's been there all night for the Big Red. Man. Huge play after play for Roundtree.
I'll tell you what, he has been a stud inside. 6:05 and a 5-point lead again here for Big Red, trying to make it 6 as 6'3" senior James Roundtree. Fires it, badly missed off the left side. Reese Perkins rebounds for the Muskies. 6 minutes left, 5-point game, 48-43 Steubenville. Evan Williams across the timeline for Josh Raley on the right wing, above the 3-point arc. Pump fakes, pull up, 18-footer, no, off the back rim, and a rebound for Jorian Jones. Jones traveled with it. Nice job of Ben Judd and Raley. Both of them hassled Jorian Jones, and Jones got a little bit too excited off of that rebound.
And that's Steubenville, just to let you know, they're going to get a little tighter here. That's 3 early turnovers in this fourth quarter.
Evan Williams will throw it into Parker Zachrich. Zachrich hands off to Raley, over to Evan Williams. Now Reese Perkins on the right sideline in front of head coach T.J. Mitchell of the John Glenn bench. 5:40 remaining fourth quarter. Muskies down 5. Tough man-to-man defense here by Steubenville as they extend it out. Onto the left side for Evan Williams. Reese Perkins and Rayleigh is up top with it. Zachrich on the right side, Evan Williams on the left side as they're trying to swing it around the three-point arc for an open look. Zachrich pull up. That may have been partially tipped there by Jorian Jones as Zachrich missed that shot. I think it was partially blocked by the 6'4 Jorian Jones. Here comes Big Red.
John Glenn's virtually got nothing inside the paint tonight. Maybe one from Judd and one from Burris.
Roundtree way out high with it above the three-point line. And we'll go to the basket. Wild shot out of control. Jones had it for a moment. Can't save it. Out of bounds to John Glenn. And that is not what Mike Haney wants, as he is trying to be positive with his team. But right now, you know, he's got to be thinking, man, guys, what are we doing here? Just settle down. We have the lead.
Both teams right now look struggling a lot offensively, and that's due to the circumstances. We're in a district final. Crowd's going crazy. Fourth quarter, 5-point lead.
Senior Parker Zachrich replaced by senior Jack Williams. So Evan and Jack Williams are in with Reese Perkins, Ben Judd, Rayleigh. There's Rayleigh cutting back door, and that shot is blocked off the glass by Jorian Jones. Bickerstaff tried to save it, but right to the hands of Reese Perkins. Perkins with the dribble, and it's going to be a tie-up situation between Bickerstaff and Reese Perkins. Possession arrow favors John Glenn.
Wow, a lot going on there. Perkins, though, saved the day with his hustle.
Perkins is, more often than not, has done positive things. He's made a few mistakes, but whatever he does, he is going to go full go. They inbound it to Judd on the blow block. Out high now with it. Evan Williams to Jack Williams. Rayleigh now controls it above the three-point line. Takes a deep water three. That one's well short. Ball tapped out of bounds. Yes.
Whoa, I think they missed this one.
No. They say Steubenville Big Red ball, and no Muskie touched it. Oh, that's a shame, too. Big Red has the ball, 48-43, 4:20 to play, and neither of the three officials were able to correct the other. There's a backdoor cut for Zimmerman and an easy layup for Josh Zimmerman. His first points of the second half. He has 6, lead back to 7. Jack Williams stopped on the left baseline, gives it up to Rayleigh on the left wing. Halfway through the fourth quarter, 7-point game for Big Red.
Huge struggle offensively right now for John Glenn. They're just settling for threes because right now, every time they go inside, they get the ball blocked or altered.
Rayleigh to the basket and can't get it to go with the finger roll, but he'll get 2 shots coming.
Rayleigh is a 90% free throw shooter.
That sounds more like it.
The leader on the team in free throw shooting, 90%.
Bickerstaff with foul number 2 for Big Red. That'll be foul number 6 on Steubenville. So the bonus for John Glenn, I don't know if that's a benefactor for the Muskies tonight or not. They have not done that well from the free throw line, although Rayleigh is able to hit his first attempt from the charity stripe tonight. He now has 14 points.
Yeah, they're shooting a little bit better. 3 for 3 in the fourth quarter from the line right now for John Glenn.
50-44, Big Red by 6. Just under 4 minutes to play in the game. Rayleigh trying to get his 15th point, and he does.
And you can see why he is a 90% free throw shooter.
Steubenville 50, John Glenn 45. 3:45 remaining fourth quarter. Zimmerman dribbling on senior Parker Zachrich, who's right there in his hip pocket.
Zachrich doing a great job on ball defense.
Zimmerman lobs it to the baseline. Roundtree mishandled it, stepped out of bounds. Another forced turnover. And as you said, Mike, that was really set up by Parker Zachrich's perimeter defense.
It's amazing what happens when you pressure the ball and shadow the ball. Caused a terrible pass, and Roundtree couldn't handle it, had to throw it, or tried to save it before it went out of bounds.
Evan Williams, Jack Williams, dangerous cross-court pass to Rayleigh as it somehow found Rayleigh's hands. Reese Perkins in the left corner, gives it back up to Rayleigh, working around to Zachrich. Zachrich, folks at John Glenn wanted him to pump that three-point basket, but Zachrich patiently gives it up to Rayleigh. 3:15 to play, fourth quarter. Rayleigh around a Reese Perkins screen. Lost the ball, had it knocked away, but it's right into the hands of Evan Williams. Skip pass over the left side. Zachrich, 3, splash!
Huge shot. Parker Zachrich.
Timeout taken by John Glenn's P.J. Mitchell, and the Muskie fans up on their feet. They're down by 2 with a big Zachrich three-point basket. 3:03 left to play, fourth quarter. We'll take timeout on ABC Sports as our Muskie basketball coverage continues in just a moment. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Things a lot more exciting here in this fourth quarter. John Glenn trailing only by 2, 50-48. They trailed by as many as 12 at 41-29 in the third quarter after a sluggish second half start, but they have come back to life again.
And they're doing it with the 3 ball. You told me earlier they've made 7 threes and 8 twos, but right now they're relying on that 3 ball.
And there's a steal by Zachrich. Zachrich to the rack. And that's blocked. What a block by Zimmerman. And out of bounds to Steubenville. Wow, Zimmerman came back with a great block before it hit the glass. And the length of Steubenville again gets a block shot on defense.
Yeah, that was a huge play by Zimmerman because it was almost a tie ball game.
2:45 remaining, still loads of time. 16 fouls on Big Red, only 4 on John Glenn. Steubenville, John Glenn in the bonus. John Glenn will have 2 more fouls to give, essentially, to a chance to be aggressive here in this second half to try to get steals and baskets. Roush dribbles around Evan Williams, gets it to Zimmerman on the right wing, back to Roush up high.
John Glenn wants Big Red to shoot an outside jumper.
They're going to come out and double team and trap. Zimmerman penetrates, finds Bickerstaff. Nice floating shot, no good. There's Jorian Jones again off the backside, and Jorian Jones has made a living on that offensive glass tonight. He has 10.
Third 1.5, third putback and a half for Jones.
Big 2-possession game again for Big Red. 2 minutes left to play, 52-48. Jack Williams around to Josh Raley on the high side, 3-point line. Deep water 3 for Raley. That's off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound tapped out by Big Red, but run down by Jack Williams. Another possession for John Glenn. Zachrich drives the paint. Pump fakes, finger roll, won't go. Foul, 2-shot foul coming as Zachrich drew the contact, and he'll go to the line.
Zachrich gets the ball, and you know he's going to go to the hole.
And it's a good, strong move, and I think in this game here, I think you can go to the basket here tonight a little more so than you could the other night and count on that you're probably going to, draw a foul if you don't get the ball.
Exactly. However, Zachrich 50-50 on his free throws.
Good on this one. Parker Zachrich, the 5'9" senior, now with 6 points here in the game, 5 of them coming here in this fourth quarter. He has picked the right time to come to life with 1:45 to play in the game. Zachrich, second toss, off the back rim, and a rebound for Jorian Jones again for Big Red. 3-point game, 1 possession. Bickerstaff with a cross-court pass into the front court for Ryan Rash, and there's a hack by Jack Williams, and Williams called for his second personal foul. And team foul number 5 on John Glenn. Oh, scratch that, number 1.
2 more until Big Red is in the 1-on-1.
Nobody in any kind of foul trouble on either team. And a steal for Jack Williams. Zimmerman mishandled it. Here's Jack Williams the other way, missed a shot. Evan Williams rebounds and came down funny on his foot. And he's called for traveling. And we'll see if Jack Williams is all right.
Yeah, he came down.
Evan. And he's wearing that right knee brace again. He's going to get looked at. He's hobbling off the floor right now. He just landed funny, like maybe.
I think he landed on Zimmerman. Did he land on Zimmerman's foot?
It was hard to tell. I didn't think that he did, but he might have caught a piece of Zimmerman's shoe, perhaps. And he goes down with the travel. 1:28 to play.
You hate to see that. That's twice now that John Glenn has stole the ball, had layups, but the hustle and length of Big Red getting back causes him not to score.
Still plenty of time here. 1:28. Still only a 3-point game for Big Red, 52-49. Full court man-to-man pressure by John Glenn. Bickerstaff. And a timeout taken by Mike Haney as Bickerstaff had the ball. Full timeout called by Steubenville with 1:21 to play, fourth quarter. And Big Red leading it by 3, 52-49. We'll take timeout on ABC Sports as our Muskie basketball coverage in this Division II District Final continues in a moment. We're sitting right in. Mike Snively and Dave Davidson back to a very steamy Claymont High School gymnasium.
Wow. Yes,
52-49, Big Red here by 3 with a minute 21.
Yeah, and like I said earlier, Big Red's doing a fantastic job. John Glenn is creating turnovers, but Big Red's doing a great job of hustling back and forcing John, either blocking the shot, altering the shot, but John Glenn's not converting off of Big Red turnovers. That's a key right now.
Bickerstaff will inbound it in the backcourt. Full court man-to-man pressure by JG. Josh Zimmerman handles it for Big Red. Working on Zachrich up the right sideline. And Zachrich has his hands on the back of Zimmerman all the way down the floor, and they'll call Zachrich with that foul. That's his third. And that's the last foul for John Glenn to give. So bonus both ways now for both teams for the remaining minute 15.
Smart foul by Zachrich. Tried to get the steal, but put yourself in better position to put Big Red at the line for one-on-one.
Roush across to the left wing for Zimmerman. Inside Roundtree, and Roundtree gets pinballed inside. That big fella, I'm not even sure he even felt anything as he takes contact from the front and the backside, and he'll get 2 free throws coming with a minute 10 to play in the fourth quarter and a chance to put Big Red up by 5.
Roundtree's been to the line several times.
That'll be Josh Rayleigh's third personal foul. Zachrich and Rayleigh, the 2 seniors with 3 personal fouls each. Roundtree at the line for 2. First shot, swish. Roundtree now 2 out of 5 in the game. He has 12 points. And he is now the point leader for Steubenville. 53-49 with a minute 10. Trying to make it a 5-point game. Sets and fires. And a nice shooting touch for Roundtree, who makes both. 5-point game.
John Glenn does not need a 3 here. If they can get an easy 2, they take it.
Plenty of time. Jack Williams ahead to Jonah Haynes on the left wing. Haynes looking on the top side, gets it to Jack Williams. And now again, man-to-man defense by Big Red, but Bickerstaff is not leaving Rayleigh for a moment. Haynes dribbles around the right side of the lane, tried to go up with the layup, and they say last touch by Jonah Haynes, out of bounds. I thought it was blocked out of bounds, but Haynes was the last to touch it apparently, and Big Red basketball with 49 seconds. Roundtree has it. Roundtree up the right sideline and dribbling ahead. And a carry violation. They're going to call him for palming the basketball, trying to keep it away from a couple of Muskies. Reese Perkins gasping for air as he dove again from behind, and they force another Big Red turnover.
That's 7 turnovers in the fourth quarter for Big Red. John Glenn just not able to convert.
Well, they still got a chance to convert here. 44 seconds. Still lots of time. 5-point deficit. Rayleigh across the timeline for JG. It's around a Reese Perkins screen. Rayleigh stepped back. And now Jack Williams tries a 3, forced that one, airballed it. Reese Perkins inside with it with a rebound. Off the glass and good, Reese Perkins. Timeout for TJ Mitchell and the Muskies. What a big offensive rebound and put back there for Perkins.
Perkins is there, and you could tell Rayleigh was trying to get the shot for 3. Williams way short, but the ever always present around the basket, Reese Perkins there to clean up the mess. Timeout. John Glenn down 3. Steubenville ball, 28 seconds.
We'll take a quick timeout, a 30-second break as our Muskie basketball coverage continues in this Division II district final game in a moment. McKay back in our Nash Icon FM studio. Mike Snively and Dave Davidson here at Claymont High School, and boy, has this been an entertaining district final game.
Very good game, and both teams been going at it right now, and John Glenn's going to try to create a turnover here. If they don't get a turnover before half court, you got to look to foul Steubenville. Steubenville's in the 1-and-1. Both teams with 17 fouls.
And now the question is, who do you want to foul? Roundtree, the big fella you would have thought that might not be a good free throw shooter, is shot it well.
He has a smooth stroke.
Bickerstaff will inbound it. They get it to Roundtree in the corner. Jonah Haynes will foul him right away. And they'll send Roundtree to the line for a 1-and-1 opportunity with 26 seconds remaining and a 3-point Steubenville lead at 54-51. That'll be Jonah Haynes with foul number 1. Make it 2, sorry.
And if you're John Glenn, you've got to remember to box out here on the boards.
Ben Judd quickly out of the lineup. They'll go defense for offense. Rayleigh, Jack Williams, Reese Perkins, Jonah Haynes, Parker Zachrich back in. And Roundtree trying to make the front end of the one-on-one here. Sets and fires. In and out. Rebound, Reese Perkins. Good box out on Toria Jones, who's been on those boards all night long for Steubenville.
Still no need for a three yet.
20 seconds.
Now there might be a need for a three because they didn't attack the basket.
3-point game. Rayleigh double teamed on the sideline. Reese Perkins out high for Zachrich. John Glenn taking a lot of time. 8 seconds. Pump fake. Rayleigh steps in three, partially blocked. Fouled by John Glenn inside. Smothering defense on the perimeter by Steubenville. They played that very well. And Zachrich and Rayleigh both with a tough time of trying to get an open look from outside the arc, and they will send Roundtree to the line for a 1-and-1 again.
And if he makes one, that probably pretty much sends the game. That puts it out of reach. So Steubenville will use a timeout.
Yeah, Mike Haney's going to take a timeout here for Steubenville. We'll keep it here with 6 seconds remaining in this Division II district final game in the East District. Winner goes to play at Athens at the Convo at 6:15 on Thursday evening versus either number 1 Southeast Sheridan or number 2 Jackson.
Yeah, and right now what has to happen is it was 6 seconds. It's got to be a quick outlet on a miss. That's the first thing that's got to happen. He's got to miss, but it's got to be a quick outlet. 2 John Glenn players need to be on both sides of half court, and it's got to get up. It's got to get down the court quick. You got to have that shot up in less than 6 seconds.
Okay, is this the case here? If he does miss the 1-on-1 and you get the rebound, do you want to call timeout and preserve the time, or do you want to not let the defense, let the ability to set their defense on Big Red side?
I would rather get the ball up and down. Don't let Steubenville match up with you man to man. So I would rather get it up and down. The play should be set right now. And if he makes it, forget about what we just talked about because that's going to end it.
You would think so. Roundtree has 13 points in the game. He missed the front end of the 1-on-1 a moment ago. Steubenville will send all the other 4 defenders back, at least to half court. Jonah Haynes, Reese Perkins, Parker Zachrich, Jack Williams, Josh Rayleigh in for John Glenn. They need a miss right here with a 3-point game. Roundtree shoots, missed it. Here's Perkins with the rebound. 4 seconds ahead to Zachrich. Zachrich, NBA 3, missed it. It's over. Parker Zachrich had to force up the 3 ball from about 26 feet away. Had a look at it. And Steubenville celebrating a district championship here in Division II in the East District with a tough 54-51 win over John Glenn. A heartbreaker for the Muskies as they will have their season end at 22-5.
You hate to see it end that way for the Muskies, but sometimes you just got to give credit where credit's due. I thought Steubenville came in and they were the aggressor, and they played a great basketball game tonight, and they beat a very good, hot John Glenn team. So, like I said earlier, great congratulations to John Glenn and Steubenville. Excellent basketball game tonight. John Glenn, nothing to be ashamed of. Steubenville's an excellent ball club.
So a 54-51 win, Steubenville with win number 20 on the year as they celebrate at center court with their 20th victory of the season. And they will move on to face the winner of Sheridan and Jackson, which will occur in the second game of the doubleheader tomorrow at the Convo tomorrow afternoon. A heartbreaker here for the Muskies, but certainly nothing to be ashamed of here, Mike Snively. This team here, I think a lot of folks wondered, there was a lot of turnover on the roster this year.
Right.
Of course, everybody knows about the talent of the last 2 or 3 years, and I think, that, sometimes when that bar is set that high, it's eventually there's a ceiling, and it's going to come down at some point. But this group here really played their guts out. An undersized group at times. They were undersized tonight. Certainly the length of Steubenville and the size caused them problems.
Absolutely, and I think Steubenville, knowing that they lost 5 games this year maybe, and they were the seed behind, maybe John Glenn had that in the back of their head that Steubenville would not be as good as what they were tonight. And they surprised me, Steubenville did, quite honestly. I kind of expected John Glenn to come in here, take care of business, and you could tell right in the first quarter, a lot of people were thinking the wrong thing because this Steubenville club is pretty good, and Coach Haney does a nice job. And not to mention what a great job Coach T.J. Mitchell did in his first season this year.
Absolutely.
This team has been in 6 straight district finals in Ohio. So it's in the DNA of John Glenn, and congratulations to both the Muskies and Big Red.
We'll send those John Glenn seniors out too as well. We've got lots to come in our post-game report. We'll have our Wally's Pizza and Subs Muskie player of the game. Our thanks tonight to our live stream sponsors tonight on the webcast: Buffalo Wild Wings, B&B Body Shop and Towing, Basic Systems, Cambridge Physical Therapy, General Wholesale, Stoney's RV Sales and Service, Chapman's Coffee, TK Auto Service in New Concord, Abel's Heating, Cooling and Electrical, the Rogers Company, and the Battery Depot. Our thanks to our webcast sponsors tonight. We'll have our Wally's Pizza and Subs player of the game for John Glenn. That'll be a senior choice here tonight in our post-game report. Mike Snively will bring you the final stats of this one, and lots more to come in our post-game report of our final Muskie basketball broadcast here of 2019 as Steubenville wins it by 3, 54-51 here at Claymont High School. We'll step out on Nash Icon FM and on the web at yourradioplace.com as our post-game report continues in a moment.
Wings and basketball go hand in hand at Buffalo Wild Wings on Southgate Parkway in Cambridge. Start off with some traditional or boneless wings, or take the combo, a little of each. That adds some buffalo chips, potato wedges, or onion rings. You can pick up burger, tacos, or quesadilla too. Buffalo Wild Wings sends out a big congratulations to both teams on a winning season.
Basic Systems on Caddis Road in Cambridge is a full-service consulting engineering firm. They design and construct new projects or major upgrades to existing structures. Their team of experts design and lay out the best plan for success.
B&B Body Shop and Towing is your partner in safety when it comes to vehicle repair, towing, and battery replacement. From collision repairs to vehicle restoration, B&B Body Shop can handle it. When it comes to your vehicle, it's your car. It's your safety. Don't be forced to take it anywhere else. You may meet by accident, but you'll be glad you chose B&B Body Shop and Towing for your repair center.
General Wholesale, just off Southgate Parkway, carries a large selection of waxes, polishes, and all the top-of-the-line products for your street rod, truck, boat, or motorcycle. From paint guns to buffers, you'll find everything you need for the proper care and maintenance of your vehicle. On the paint side, they carry PPG paints and custom mix paint along with touch-up paint to fix rock chips and dings. They have a full-service mechanic on duty and welcome new customers. Stop by and meet the fine folks at General Wholesale. They are more than just an auto parts store.
This is Chris Rocco from Cambridge Physical Therapy Center. We have been serving you in the Cambridge area since 1999 and are located at 216 Highland Avenue. We are the area's only locally owned independent physical therapy center. We specialize in physical therapy for chronic conditions, post-surgery conditions, work-related injuries, and sports injuries. We are providers for most major insurance along with Medicare, Medicaid, and workers' compensation. So when you need physical therapy, call Cambridge Physical Therapy Center at 439-7177.
The team at Rogers Company works hard to earn your business. Fall means cooler weather, and Rogers Company is your heating headquarters for all your heating services. They install new furnaces and provide service and maintenance. They also provide geothermal and ductless systems for both residential and commercial. To put Rogers Company to work for you, call 740-685-8677. 24-hour emergency service is also available.
Tough to get open look. Steubenville Big Red at center court celebrating their Division II District, East District Championship, and well-deserved, Mike Snively. I was impressed with this Big Red team. It's a typical athletic and long Big Red team that we're used to seeing year after year. But I thought the poise and the discipline that they played with most of the game, I thought was the difference.
Patience, good shots. But, you know, the thing more than anything, they just rebound, and they do a good job of attacking the glass. The two things that I noticed, they attacked the glass. They went after the ball. They had some huge putbacks in the second half, and they don't block a ton of shots, but they alter a ton of shots, and that really hurt John Glenn in the second half. John Glenn had a couple chances to tie it up, take the lead, but there was a lot of hustle by the length of Steubenville, who was able to get back and block shots and alter shots, and you know, like I said, I was a little surprised. Steubenville's not too bad at all.
I'll tell you, they're going to give either Sheridan or Jackson the winner of that one tomorrow at the 5 o'clock game. That's the second game of the doubleheader tomorrow. Zane Trace, Chillicothe, and Fairfield Union will play the 3 o'clock game at the Convo tomorrow. Those games moved, I think, because of the Lady Bobcats' final home game today, which happened. So a good doubleheader down there in the Southeast District, and Sheridan or Jackson will face Steubenville on Thursday evening at a 6:15 game. Still a doubleheader going on in the Convo on that Thursday evening, which will still be two excellent Division II basketball games, even though John Glenn will not be a part of that this year.
If Steubenville plays like they did tonight for 2 games in Athens, they've got an excellent shot of getting to Columbus.
And we'll take, before we take our final break, let's take a look at our Wally's Pizza and Subs Muskie Player of the Game. Since 1978, Wally's family-owned business has provided great pizza, subs, and fresh salads worth leaving home for. Enjoy their pizza tonight or stop in for their daily lunch specials during the week. That's Wally's Old Fashioned Pizza in New Concord and Cambridge. The Cambridge number 432-2917, and in New Concord 826-1234. Also check out Matt Haynes' crazy Wally's videos on Facebook and on Twitter as well. He's had some, talk about an entertaining game, he's had some entertaining videos over the last few months or so too.
I got to check those out.
That boy's lost his marbles here. I would tell he and his lovely wife Rhonda. Our Muskie Player of the Game, again, we got to go kind of with old reliable here again tonight.
Yeah, going to go with Josh Raley, mainstay for the Muskies all year, leading scorer, 15 points. 6 rebounds tonight, and hit some clutch shots to get the Muskies back into it, but just could not get them over the hump. And great senior year by Josh Raley. I'm interested in seeing if he's going to go play at the next level, because I think he has the potential to play college basketball.
So our congratulations again to senior Josh Raley, 15.6 rebounds tonight for John Glenn in the losing effort, and he is our Wally's Pizza and Subs Player of the Game for John Glenn. We'll take our final timeout, as Mike Snively will come back with the final stats, and we will wrap up this high school basketball season for John Glenn when we return to Claymont High School in just a moment.
This is Garrett Chapman. This is Chapman's Coffee House. It's just off the corner of Main Street and Sprague Alley. See it? Garrett knows what it takes to run a good coffee house. Breakfast food, snack food, lunch food, healthy food, and coffee food. Throw in a few customers, and now things are out of this world. Did I mention it was off of Main Street and Sprague Alley? So next time you find yourself in New Concord, stop by and see Garrett at his coffee house.
TK Auto Service is the garage that knows how important your time is and how much you depend on your vehicle. They are your tire center for Mastercraft tires and tire repairs, rotation, mounting, and balancing. TK Auto Service offers vehicle maintenance, including oil changes, starters, brakes, struts, shocks, and more. TK Auto Service, just a mile east of New Concord and minutes from Cambridge on Route 40.
Hey, this is Ted with TK Auto Service. Give us a call at 826-4916. That's 826-4916. Make us your repair service for all your vehicle care.
Everything we do is in search of more go. We go, so it goes, so you can go.
Abel's Heating, Cooling, Electrical, and Refrigeration. They have 2 convenient locations in Cambridge and Zanesville to serve the area.
It's hard to stop a train.
Stoney's RV Sales and Service is a family-owned business that offers the best sales and service in the area. They provide a full service department to handle all types of repairs and offer one of the largest parts departments in the state of Ohio. Their inventory features new and used park models, park trailers, fifth wheels, travel trailers, fold-down campers, truck campers, hybrids, ultralights, and trailers too. Visit their indoor showroom year-round and be ready for your next camping adventure. That's Stoney's RV Sales and Service on Route 40 east of Cambridge.
The Battery Depot gets a charge out of watching the John Glenn Muskies. Meadowbrook Colts. Depot carries batteries for lawnmowers, four-wheelers, vehicles, boats, and even semis. Located on Campbell Avenue in Cambridge, they are your battery headquarters.
Welcome back to Uricksville, Claymont High School here, where the Steubenville Big Red beat the John Glenn Muskies 54-51 and advanced to the regional semifinals to be played in Athens at the Ohio University Convocation Center. They will play the winner of Sheridan and Jackson, which is a 5 o'clock game tomorrow. That game will be played, Steubenville will play Thursday, March 14th at 6:15. Let's look at some team stats, overall stats here. John Glenn shot 17 of 47 for 36%. Steubenville shot at they were 22 of 48 for 46%. So Steubenville defensively did a pretty good job of cutting down the good looks for John Glenn, forcing them only 36%. Rebounding-wise, John Glenn had a nice advantage in rebounding at halftime, but Steubenville roared back in the second half on the boards. Steubenville actually won the rebounding contest 33-30. John Glenn had 7 offensive rebounds. Steubenville had 5. In the turnover department, John Glenn had 12. Steubenville had 13. 7 of the 13 were in the fourth quarter when John Glenn was trying to make the late run. At the free throw line, I had John Glenn of 19 free throws, 13 of 19, and Steubenville shot 12 free throws, and they were 5 of 12 from the line. Scoring by quarters, first quarter Steubenville 16, John Glenn 13, 33-27 at the half. Steubenville led by 6. Steubenville increased that lead to 8 after 3, 46-38, and then the final and most important tally of all, Steubenville 3-point win, 54-51. Thank you, Dave. Back to you, Dave.
All right, 7 seniors on this John Glenn roster this season. Our congratulations. Great season out of them, 22-4. Parker Zachrich, Jack Williams, Josh Raley, Matt Lowry, Cameron Lake, Jacob Blair, and Jonah Haynes. Great season overall. TJ Mitchell, I'm really pleased for him because when you're in a position, and I know that he's been, with the John Glenn staff for a long time now, and he's got a great set of assistant coaches. There's been so much continuity there with Paul Eric, now Jeff Rinkus for a couple of years. Chad Aricchio joined the staff this year. So, they've had pretty much continuity for the last decade to 15 years here, so on, and I know TJ's been a huge part of that, but I'm so glad for him to have a great, successful first season, taking over, for a guy where you're really in a lose-lose situation, taking over for a guy, Greg Woodard and all the things that he accomplished.
Yeah, and I'm very happy for TJ. You're not going to find a classier guy, and MVL champs. That's another thing that they accomplished this year. Nobody expected them to be the MVL champs, and they only lost 1 game in the MVL this year, earned the number 2 seed. Back to the district finals again, which has become common ground at East Muskingum schools, making it to the district final. And too many good things to say about the job TJ Mitchell did this year, and I think Coach Woodard would be really proud of him, leaving the reins over to him. And like I said earlier, I just think Coach Woodard would be absolutely happy with how things went this year.
Well, he very well should. Big Red with the win here tonight, win number 20. They go to 20-5 with the 3-point win. The individual scores here quickly before we head out. For John Glenn, Josh Raley, our Wally's Pizza and Subs player of the game, 15 points, 3 3-pointers, 2 for 2 at the line for his 15. He was the only double-figure scorer, but again, a good balanced effort from 7 other guys for John Glenn, starters and bench players alike. Evan Williams, 6-foot junior with 8. Reese Perkins with 8 points. Parker Zachrich, the senior, with a 3-point basket, 3 out of 5 from the foul line for his 6 points. 5 again off the bench for Jonah Haynes with a solid contribution tonight. Devin Burris with 4, Jack Williams with 3, Ben Judd with 2 for John Glenn scoring. 51 points. On the Big Red side, for their 54-point total, it was James Roundtree, the big fellow in the middle, 6'3 senior, about 6'3 and I would guess 240 or so. He caused a lot of problems inside. He was a beast. Although it seemed like he scored more points.
Yes,
he finishes unofficially with 13 in the game to lead Big Red, but it seemed like he had a lot more than that.
He's standing right in front of me right now. I mean, he just really good-looking senior, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Roundtree with 13. Jorian Jones scores 10. 9 points in the game for 6'1 senior Ryan Rouse, number 3, with a 3-point basket, 2 of 3 from the foul line. And let's see, 8 points for Calvin Bickerstaff, 6'4 junior, played a lot of good defense tonight against Josh Raley in particular to go along with his 8 points. Josh Zimmerman finishes with 6 points, 6 for Nico Bracone off the bench with a couple of 3-pointers, and 2 points for Jordan Wallace off the bench for Mike Haney's Big Red. So only 3 3-point baskets for Steubenville. All of their points, a lot of their points of their 54, you'd have to say they had, counting them up here, 20 2-point baskets.
Yes.
You have to figure at least 80% of those, 15, 16 of those easily were right there at the bucket in the paint off offensive rebounds.
Yeah, within 5 feet, block to block. And, what a job they did. They were able to do in the paint, and ultimately that's what won them the game.
Well, we had a good time with it tonight, even though it was a defeat. John Glenn finishes their season at 22-4. Big Red will go on to face Sheridan and Jackson's winner. That game happening tomorrow at the Convo. Sheridan and Jackson, that is. Then Big Red will face the winner at 6:15 Thursday evening, the first of a doubleheader at the Convocation Center in Athens on Thursday evening, as the Division II regional tournament will continue there on Thursday evening. Mike Snively, great job tonight as always.
Thank you, Dave.
Really nice to spend the last couple of games here with you.
Yeah, it's been fun, Dave, and I look forward to maybe a couple baseball games this year.
All right. Our thanks to Quentin Archer and Adam Green up top doing all the webcast video for us as well. Great job up there, guys, all night long. Thanks so much. Mike McKay in our Nash Icon FM studio. The master at the controls there, as always, too. Thanks a lot, guys. Make us look and sound pretty good most of the time, I think. And if it isn't, it's not their fault.
No.
No, absolutely not. Our thanks to all the folks here at Claymont High School, the tournament director, and everyone here involved. It's been a great evening of high school competition. For Mike Snively, Dave Davidson saying good night from Claymont High School, where the final score once again, Steubenville defeats John Glenn 54-51 in the Division II district final game here in Uhrichsville. Have a good day, everybody.
John Glenn High School basketball. Tonight's game is brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings, Basic Systems, B&B Body Shop and Towing, Cambridge Physical Therapy Center, General Wholesale, Abel's Electric Heating and Cooling, Stoney's RV Sales and Service, Chapman's Coffee House, TK Auto Service, The Rogers Company, and Battery Depot. This has been a presentation of ABC Sports.